Good morning and happy Saturday. It is July the 12th, 2025, and it is Saturn Sign Saturday. And this Saturday is very significant because it is Saturn Sign Saturday, and Saturn has went retrograde, and it went retrograde in Aries energy. Oh, mama. There's your trouble, there's your trouble. That's Dixie Chicks. Say I love you, don't say she does. Oh, there's your trouble. If you haven't heard that song, it's called There's Your Trouble by the Dixie Chicks. It's a country music song. And that is the song that came into my head when I was like, oh, it's Saturn retrograde and Aries, and we are in trouble. This is the sign of rebel. This is the time to rebel, but in a good way. Some people, you may see some people doing it in a bad way, but remember, Saturn is the planet that rules karma and dharma. If you're going to rebel against the system, make sure that you have legitimate rights to do so, or it can cause you trouble. Because there's your trouble. It's going to cause you trouble. All right. Also, what's going on here in the atmosphere? In the atmosphere. All right. Welcome back. We've already been in Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, and I told you guys. I told you this about a week or so ago, a week and a half ago, when Pluto first went to retrograde in Aquarius, that these are the true speakers are being exposed. And you got to be mindful how you talk to people in this time. It's not a laughing matter. But I don't know if you guys have followed the news or if it's on your feed or something like that, and you heard about the worker at McDonald's who did some actions towards her manager. And her manager is no longer here on planet Earth, well, in the physical realm, because of how she was speaking to her. Now, granted, I'm pretty sure that worker had some past traumas or some past troubles, but you have to be mindful of what you're doing and who you may be triggering, because you're not always aware, especially in like the workplace or whatever, what people have going on personally, right? You have to be mindful. And I was telling you guys, I was like, somebody's going to try to humble somebody or say something to someone, and it's not going to go well. It is not going to go well. And as we see it happen, we're going to see this occurring a couple of times, because you have to understand that, especially those who may be considered, let's say, I'm going to say quote unquote, like neurodivergent, or have some type of mental way of I'm not going to say mental disorder, a way of thinking that is outside the normal of others, and it could be misconstrued. And then you have those, I'm going to quote unquote normal way of thinking people of society who want to label others, and they don't understand it, and so they judge it. And so this can create a very hostile environment of what we may see over the next couple of months until we calm down and it moves a little bit in Capricorn energy, then it's going to go back. So just be very mindful. Not saying you cannot speak truth, not saying that you cannot really tell people what it is, but you want to be very mindful of how you're communicating with others. Be mindful, because others, when planets are in retrograde, does not mean it's backward. It's meaning it's slowed down, so they may not be catching your frequency or catching your intellect or catching what's going on as quickly as you, or their reaction may be different from yours, because that energy is going around. It's not cohesive with the two opposites of happening right now. Now we have Saturn joining the mix with retrograde. Neptune's in retrograde as well. And then we're going to go on a Mercury retrograde. So I'm not saying tiptoe, just be very mindful. I don't think people understand when these energies are happening, whether you are aware or spiritual or not, or you follow the planets, you follow astrology or not, the energy's still here, whether you recognize it or not. It's still here, and it's still happening, and it's still going to happen. And I think that's what a lot of people neglect to realize, is whether you recognize something or not, whether you acknowledge something or not, it's still going to happen. You know what I mean? That's like when you ever notice that you ever been in that place where people got offended because you don't want to congregate with them, or you don't want to be their friends, or you don't speak with them, and they automatically assume it's something wrong with them or there's something wrong with you. No, it could be neither. It could just be you all don't gel well together. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with them. And it doesn't mean you dislike them. Doesn't mean they dislike you. It means that the frequency, you guys' frequency just doesn't match. You will be very surprised how it is very rare that people understand that, and more likely that someone's going to get offended and make up some type of story of either how you're crazy or how they're crazy or how they got a one up on you or how they think you're better or you don't deserve to be around them, when it's just you guys just don't match well. If I can put it simply, that's the energy that we're in. A lot of energies just don't match well, and it's going to behoove you to recognize the energy doesn't match well, then to try to make up some story as to why it doesn't match well. It just doesn't. So if you can walk in that and understand that, you'll be okay during this retrograde season. If you cannot understand that, be very mindful of how you're communicating with others and how you move in. Because if you recognize that others are walking in that frequency of wanting to understand why this is this way, this is that way, this is that way, you want to be very mindful of how you're communicating with those type of people, because it may not go logically how you think it's going to go. All right. We pulled, as you see, we pulled the cosmic womb, the divine feminine energy today. And so when we talk about divine feminine energy, whether you're a male or female, you're talking about nurturing yourself. You're talking about peace. You're talking about calmness. You're talking about having a full understanding. Key word in this season is understanding, and leave it alone. Leave people alone. If you see something weird, you're like, man, that's weird. Don't egg it on in this time. Leave things where they are. Okay? Be in your divine feminine energy, whether you're a man or a woman. Leave things alone, because it's going to go left very quickly. All right? You guys stay blessed, stay safe, and stay protected. And I'll talk to you later. Peace.